I greet you, my friends. I want to speak on what I call scarcity of integrity. You see, how to be a person of integrity. You and I know that one of the challenges we have in this part of the world has to do with integrity. One of the challenges of life that set men against one another is integrity. Integrity is not just a matter of concern here on earth, and it is so even in heaven. Satan lost integrity with God, and he was excommunicated from the throne of glory and sent to this world. Here on earth, man was subdued in intent and purposes and became like the devil himself. Since then, integrity became an issue, not only with the family, but in offices, relationship, work ethics, and everywhere man is interfacing with one another. Now, let's look at it. What is integrity? Integrity is the quality of being honest and having strong moral principles. It involves consistently adhering to ethical standards, values, and beliefs, even when inconvenient or difficult. Integrity is often considered a foundational virtue in personal and professional context, as it fosters trust and respect in relationship, whether in families, communities, workplace, or larger society. Becoming a person of integrity involves aligning your actions and decision with ethical principles and values. In ethics, integrity is regarded as the honesty and truthfulness or earnestness in one's action. Integrity can stand in opposition to hypocrisy. In general, integrity is a word used to describe a person's commitment to honesty and a willingness to do what is right. For example, a person who abstains from cheating, lying, or stealing will be considered as a person who acts with great integrity. Let us break down integrity and see what we mean by it. Number one, honesty. Being truthful in all your dealings and communication. When you say so, they find it to be so. Number two, consistency. Acting in alignment with your values and principles at all times, not just when it is easy or convenient. Number three, accountability. Taking responsibility for your actions and their consequences. Number four, trustworthiness. Being reliable and dependable, earning the trust of others through your actions. Number five, fairness in all you do. You see, treating others with equity and impartiality, making decisions based on justice and merit rather than personal gain. It is not just about a person claiming to be, but it's seen clearly in his behaviors and popularly acclaimed. It means that others can rely on us to act consistently and honestly following this code. Living with integrity requires a clear understanding of what we want to achieve and what we hold as most important, as well as maintaining harmony between these objectives, values, and our decisions and actions. Let us look at these. Why is integrity a scarce commodity in mankind? Number one, personal gains and self-interest. I will explain. One of the primary reasons integrity is scarce is the inherent human tendency towards self-interest. In human situation, individual prioritizes self-gain over ethical considerations. This is evident in various contexts, such as business, in politics, and even personal relationships. The temptation to bend rules, lie, or act dishonestly for personal benefit can overshadow the commitment to integrity. Number two, pressures and competition. In highly competitive environment, the pressure to succeed can lead to compromises in integrity. This is particularly true in areas like business, sports, and academia, where the stakes are very high. The drive to outperform competitors can push individuals to engage in unethical practices such as cheating, falsifying information, and exploiting others. Number three, cultural and societal norms. Societal norms can also influence the prevalence of integrity. In some cultures or communities, unethical behavior might be more tolerated or even encouraged if it leads to success or aligns with group interests. I'll give you an example. In this part of the world, I'm talking of Nigeria here, why do people go to church to do Thanksgiving immediately they were elected as governor or elected as ordinary councillor? Because one, they got there because they have something to steal. They get there because their families, their friends start looking at them. Now that you become the councillor, my problems are over. It is not about your salary, but about what you can steal when you are in that position. And do you know what? Churches have permitted things like this. Immediately they will call you, come and do Thanksgiving. The money you have not earned, you started donating it to churches, or I don't know if they do it in the mosque, but I know they do it in the church, because anything happens in our churches these days. When a society places a higher value on outcomes rather than means of achieving them, integrity can become a lower priority. Number 4, lack of accountability. When systems of accountability are weak or absent, individuals are most likely to act without integrity. Effective oversight and the enforcement of ethical standards are crucial in maintaining integrity. In many instances, the absence of robust mechanism to hold people accountable for their actions result in a very higher incidence of unethical behavior. Number 5, moral relativism. The rise of moral relativism, where the belief that morality is subjective and can vary based on personal or cultural perspective, can also contribute to the scarcity of integrity. When ethical standards are seen as flexible and negotiable, individual might just justify his own action. That lack of integrity based on his own moral compass may just align with the universal principle of honesty and fairness. Number 5, short-term thinking. People often focus on immediate benefit or avoiding short-term consequences without considering the long-term implication of their actions. This can lead to decisions that compromise integrity for the sake of quick gains or convenience. Number 7, influence of leadership and role models. The behavior of leaders and role models significantly impact on the prevalence of integrity. When leaders demonstrate a lack of integrity, it sets a precedence for others to follow. Conversely, when leaders uphold high ethical standards, it promotes a culture of integrity without their organizations or community. Look, why do we till date talk about Obafemi Awolowo? Because he showed a high standard of integrity. Even children who do not know him would still mention him. Why do we talk about Nelson Mandela, Abraham Lincoln? Integrity in leadership. People who determine that, look, even when they are dead, their name must evoke good feelings. This is what we call integrity. Integrity is essential to forming trust in relationship, as someone who has integrity will do the right thing no matter what. Integrity is likened to happiness, high self-esteem, confidence, and a very strong sense of self. Integrity teaches children to take responsibility for the consequences of their action and help them make informed decisions about their lives. Can I shock you, my friend? When employing people, integrity is better than skill. Don't just go for skill, go for integrity. Ask employers of labor around the world, and they will tell you about their experiences of man. I repeat, integrity is better than skill. A man without integrity cannot be trusted with anything. You are not even sure of the skills he claims he has. But a man with integrity, without skill, can learn the skill in no time. You can teach skill, but you can't teach integrity. A man without integrity is a time bomb waiting for a place to happen. And can I warn you, if a man without integrity falls your hand once, shame on him. If he falls your hand the second time, the shame is on you. Some people can never be trusted when they say anything. If they say to you good morning, you require to draw the curtains and check if it's indeed morning. If you send them an errand from here to here, something will happen. There will be a story when they come back to you. I speak to you, members of Mentoring Masterclass community. Talent without integrity will end in disappointment. Skill without integrity will end in futility. Expectations without integrity will end in catastrophe. Dexterity without integrity will end in indignity. Love without integrity will end in comatose. Marriage without integrity will end up in suspended animation. And mankind without integrity is worthless. I dare tell you, my friend, that most of the problems we have in life are not just about skill, but about character, about morals, about integrity. Companies have collapsed not because of skill, but of character. Friendship and marriages have broken down not because of skill, but integrity. I can't remember the person who said that in Nigeria and many parts of Africa, the people criticizing the politicians, calling them thieves, are doing so only because they haven't gotten the opportunity to steal. If they occupy the same place as the politicians today, they will do worse things. The man concluded that there are many thieves outside power corridor than there are in the power corridor. This is very sad. In part 2 of this lecture, I will focus on identifying from distance people without character. I want to show you how to avoid people without integrity. And in part 3, I will teach you how to cultivate integrity and raise your children to know what integrity is all about. You can also follow our lectures on YouTube at Mentoring Masterclass. Please subscribe, like, and hit the notification button so that you can be notified anytime our lectures come online. Watch out for the part 2 of this lecture on how to identify people without integrity from distance. I hope you gained something from this lecture today. See you in part 2. God be with you. Bye.